All right. So I don't know if you guys have been on the shift calls at all that they have at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then they have one at 12. But what we've been seeing from that and hearing from that, obviously it's a really great time to reach out to everybody, see how they are, see what they need, see how you can help. And then we were talking also about the ability, I think people are really wanting to help small businesses right now. We're seeing that where like these people are still offering takeout or whatever it is. So I thought, okay, how can we kind of leverage technology for that, for you guys to continue to help people and to get your name out there and to reach people. So this was originally going to be just a marketing class, and we've kind of pivoted and made a shift for the class, and we'll switch it up. It'll still be marketing, but I think just with a different message and some different things. So I went and I was playing around this morning, and so I came up with two ideas that might help you. So one, we'll go through design. So we'll go through the marketing materials that you guys have. And I think basically you could almost keep like a running list of like, these people, you know, are offering curbside pickup or whatever it is, because those are the questions we're starting to get. I saw in some areas now they're opening up Publix at 7 a.m. for anybody 60 or older. And so stuff that just the community might want to know, that we can get it out there and it can just be a running list. So I think that we could create some of that in designs. And then I think if I've learned anything just in the short time from this, it's that people like to see people. And so video is going to be the way for that to happen. So if you were scared of making videos and feeling like they have to be perfect fast, I think we're not seeing that anymore. So don't stress about that at all. But I think we have a cool opportunity for you guys to just hop on your phone real quick and say, hey, I'm driving around and I saw this place and they're open, or just going through the list of that. And then I want to walk you through how you could then take that video and host it onto your own landing page. And you could take that video and throw it out on social media or email it to your friends, or text it to your friends and say, this is where I'm going to, keep updating. Reach out to the people that you know that are small business owners and ask them, are you running any specials? Are you still open for delivery or for takeout? Because I want to add you to the list. So just some different things that we can go through and do. So if you guys are just on the call, we're recording it. And so you'll be able to watch this later as well. If you don't want to show yourself, or if you don't want to speak using the mic or anything, that's fine. I'm just going to ask if you can use the chat box if you have questions, or if I'm moving too fast or anything like that. And it's awesome to see all of you guys. So we will get started. So, and if there's anything specifically that you would like to know marketing wise that you want me to cover during this, we can do that as well. Just drop it in the chat or speak up if you want to do that. All right. So I'm going to share my screen with you all real quick, and we'll dive into Command. So just give me like a thumbs up or a nod if I can see you. Can you guys all see that I'm in Command now? Yeah? Okay, awesome. So we're going to go into designs first. So we'll talk about designs, and then we'll talk about landing pages. So we'll go into designs, which remember we log into Command by going to agent.kw.com. And then we've got designs, which if we click on the red little box at the top left, it kind of opens up everything for us. And we've got designs, which is a little bit more than halfway down the page. And so if we click on that, it's going to open up our platform where we can make anything. So just think of designs as where we would design things, right? So anything for social media, anything for print. And you guys have about close to almost 2,200 designs now that you can choose from. So generally we would use this more for like real estate specific stuff. We might want to use this just in different ways moving forward. You still have the ability to create open house flyers, anything like that you might be doing for that. So once we go into designs, you've got your design templates here. So this would be anything that you had created prior. So if you've never used designs before, that's fine. This would just be a blank screen, and we wouldn't have anything there yet that we had created. So if we want to create something new, we would do that by just looking at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, and we've got a little plus sign there. And that's what, if we click on that, it allows us to create a new design. So once we click on that, you guys have email and you have social, you have print, you've got some videos, but those are going to be more just neighborhood videos. So like average price point, average days on market. Then you do have import PDF. So if you have a PDF, something that you've created in a different system that you'd like to import and use here, you're more than welcome to do that. For what we'll talk about today, and again, you guys can do it for whatever you want, but I think we're going to go into print. Now, even though it's print, we could still post it on social media. But just print gives us like a little bit of a larger kind of space to work with. So we're going to just click on print, and then we would choose next at the bottom right, and then it takes us into the print section. So we'll just give that a moment to load. Everybody good? Am I moving too fast? We're good? Yeah? Okay. So there's a couple ones, you guys, that I thought would be really good for the intention that I'm talking about. And again, you can do this for whatever you want. So if you want to like reach out and talk about your app right now, we've got some awesome ones on the screen here. If you wanted to talk about a price reduction that you have on a listing, we could go in and create those. I just thought, let's do something different with this. So let's talk about what's happening with the community. Let's create something like that that we can send out. So I went through earlier and found a couple designs that I think would work really well for this, because it's just given you the space for it. Again, you're going to have to recreate it. But if we go over on the left is where we can choose whatever design we would like to create. So if we go into listings, the ones that I thought were pretty cool for you guys to use were...
Sydney. She's doing a marketing class as in
local expert. So if we go into listings and then we scroll down to local expert, you'll see the first ones are postcards. We've got door hangers as well. We've got flyers and we've got postcards. Postcards, just different layouts. So it really, I understand that this looks like, hey, what's happening in the market? So we're going to have to customize this, right? But if we like, we'll take an area. So I live in Winter Park. So I've been following a lot of local businesses on Instagram, and I follow like I Love Winter Park on Instagram, and they keep posting every day, like you can go to this restaurant and order ahead of time and they'll bring it out to you at the curb, or you can go to this place and they're offering 20% off of flowers and they'll bring them out to you, right? So we would have to kind of pay attention to that and know what small businesses we want to support and what's going on with them. But my thought was, what if we picked 3 small businesses and we picked this one right here, right? The proof is in the numbers. And you just have to imagine we're not using this for a market share graphic, but maybe we would use this one. So if we click on use, it'll just open real quick. So then maybe that top page here, right? We've got a KW logo. You guys could brand yourself. You could put your contact information down here at the bottom. But instead of the proof of the numbers, or I'm sorry, the proof is in the numbers, we would take that and we would just click on that, double click on that. It's just a text box. And instead we could say like, here's how you can support Winter Park small businesses. And then obviously it's overlapping. So I might want to take that and either make this text smaller. And then I can take this is just a text box, right? And so we can take this and we can move this up or down wherever we're wanting to move it. We wanted to move that up here. And then it's just like you guys were using a smartphone, right? So we kind of hover over these, and this is something that we can stretch out and make larger if we want to make the text larger. And so then down here, we could get rid of the X. And so maybe this is a restaurant that we're familiar with. So we would make this smaller, right? So we could say that this restaurant is, get rid of this.
Hi, Sydney.
Hi, guys. So we might take this and make this like, I know that Bosphorus, oh my gosh, I picked the most difficult restaurant to spell. Hang on one second. So I know in Winter Park that Bosphorus is offering curbside pickup. They're doing like different deals, whatever it is, right? So I might write Bosphorus, and then I might write the address of Bosphorus, and then I might take this and write whatever sort of deal they're running, right? And then so on and so forth. So if I know that this particular location is doing something else, I would write that down here. And so you could basically, I could make these smaller and I could add as many of these as I wanted to. And this could almost be like my running kind of log of what's happening. So it gives you an excuse to reach out to small businesses, and it gives you an excuse to put something on Facebook or send it to people or text it to them of whatever's going on in your local community, because I think people are really appreciating that right now. We're seeing that really across the industry, and no matter what the industry is. So again, we would just go through, we would write whatever text we wanted to here. I mean, honestly, whatever you guys want. This was just a thought that I had. And so then once we're done with this, we created this, we made whatever changes we wanted to. Up here at the top right is the name of this. So I might call this like Winter Park Small Business, because then I know what it is when I want to go back into it. So I just typed whatever I want to rename it and pressed return or enter to save it. And then I've got a done up here. So when I'm actually done and I'm ready to get out of it, I would make sure I hit done. But then let's say that I want to actually download this and I want to put this on my Facebook, or I want to put it on Instagram or whatever it is. I would click the download button right here, which is that red button when you hover over it. And then what's really nice is, even though this is technically going to be a PDF because it's print, I have the option to download it as a JPEG. So I would just choose JPEG and then start the download. And then it'll just give you a moment to download, and it'll show up on your downloads. And I'll show you then, you would just take that and we would throw that up onto social media. So give me 1 second, you guys, and I'll do that. I'm gonna do Facebook, but you could do it on Instagram. Yeah, Nancy, question. Oh wait, you're muted. Hang on 1 second.
So how do you add in an extra place down at the bottom where you can brand yourself?
You can just add text boxes, or you can add whatever you want through text.
Can you show us how to add a text box?
Yeah, I'll show you. Let me just log in
Okay.
here real quick. But yeah, I can show you guys that. So if I wanted to, like, this is my own page, right? So I might, as my status right here, where I'm, you know, writing whatever I want. Sorry, it's just loading. Got lots of zooming going on. So I could say, like, I think we all, oops. Hang on 1 second, sorry guys. Okay, here are some Winter Park local, and then I won't really do it right, but we could type whatever else we wanted to for that. And then down here, we would upload as a photo what we just made. So we would just click that we want to add a photo. And then because we downloaded that as a JPEG, we would have that. You might save it on your desktop. You might have it as downloads wherever you guys want it. But I save that right here as my small business, and I would choose open. And then I just add whatever I want my status to be, and I've got this whole flyer right here. And then I would choose post, and then I could send it out. I could tag people in it. If you're friends with the small businesses on Facebook, tag them in it. You know, tell them, hey, I'm going to be doing this. Is that okay? I'm sure they would appreciate that like you wouldn't believe. But it's an opportunity for you to really help the community while also getting yourself out there and your name out there as a local expert and as someone who's invested in the community, which is really important. So I'll go back in and show you. If we go back into the designs, we're still in this. So if you guys are wanting to add additional text boxes or add branding or add anything like that at the bottom, I'll show you how to do that. So if I want to add over here on the left is where I have these widgets. So if I wanted to add additional images, if you guys have images that you wanted to upload, so maybe you have, you know, the logos of restaurants or anything like that, you could do that. And you would just, when we go to add next to images, we would click the up arrow right here, and then it allows you to search for an image from your computer. It's just like we were adding it to an email or something like that. But the other thing that you have through Keller Williams that I want to make sure you guys know is under these images, we've got company, and you've got really great stock images. So if you wanted to have pictures of a family or pictures of a house or anything like that, because I don't know if you're really advertising listings so much anymore, but if you wanted to use any of these in any of the marketing that you're ever creating, you guys are welcome to use any of these. Let me just check chat real quick because I've got some messages coming in. So Mary Ellen's asking, do you mean, Mary Ellen, the script, this right here, the text box that we were talking about? Just drop it in chat and I'll take a look at it, Mary Ellen. But these are just text boxes that we can switch all of that, right? So then, like Nancy was saying, if we wanted to add additional text boxes over here, this is where we would add the images, but right underneath that is where we could add text boxes. So if we just click on text, and then the first one is add, and we could add just a little, like a text block is a little block, a body text is a little bit larger, a title is something that looks more like this. So if I just wanted a text block, I could just click on it, it drops the whole block in there. I can get rid of all the wording here that I don't need or I don't want, or I could move that around just like we move everything else. But I don't want that big block there right now. So you guys always have this trash can up here at the top right, and we could just hit remove and it gets rid of it. Any questions on any of that that you guys have? Drop them in chat or speak up, whatever you need.
So we can edit any of these 2,200 options, the
You
template
can.
options?
You absolutely can.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll show you. This is one that I thought would work if you were wanting to do anything like this. The other ones that I'll show you as well that I think would be really good. So I'm just going to hit done to get out of here. You guys would obviously hit save all your work, but I'm going to say don't save on this one. But I'll show you another, there's like 2 or 3 that I think could be really good if this is something that you're wanting to do. So when we're in designs again, we'll just click at the bottom right. Hang on one second, I just have to move you guys over. There we go. So we can click the plus sign down here, and then we'll go back into print, next. And then I'll show you a couple other ones that I think are really nice. So we went into local expert, which is where these are, but you also have, if I go into buyer, oh, sorry, it might be under, here we go. I've got under home value, and then we go to flyers, and it has like curious about selling, but it's just nice with like the red down here, and it's kind of already got branding for you. So this is another one that you guys could use. It's basically just a blank flyer that's not just a white piece of paper. It's got some nice red and kind of grays in there. So you've got that again under lead generation, home value. And then under event invitations, you've got under flyers, you've got a couple here, which are nice as well. So more invites, but like this one, the first one has your branding automatically at the bottom as well. And then we could switch all of this out. So you could leave the KW. We could talk about, you know, again, restaurants or events, or I know people have been talking about where you could donate things or whatever it is. So you could talk about that as well. And then I think those are the main ones. When we've also got under I love KW, and then under flyers, you've got some different ones here, which again, it's just that it's not like a big blank boring Word document. It's something that is just a little bit nicer looking, and we could do the exact same thing with it. So yeah, exactly like Nancy was saying, you guys could pick, like, I love the layout of this one and I want to completely customize it. You could take every text block out, you could take every image out and switch it out. You could do whatever you want to customize it for that. Yeah, Susan said, can we include the small business logo in the flyer? Yeah, absolutely. So if you have it from them, I mean, I would tell you, rather than just, you know, doing this on your own, what if you called like Bosphorus and you said, hey, I'm a local agent and I saw online that you're offering, you know, curbside pickup. I just, first of all, wanted to confirm that that's right. And then number two, do you have a logo that you could send me? Because I'm trying to create a flyer and something I can push out on social media to let everybody know in the community, number one, how they can support local businesses, and number two, where they can get food right now and stuff like that. So yeah, absolutely, I think you could include that. That's a great question. Any questions you all have on just making the flyers and stuff like this before we move on? We're good? Okay. If you think of questions, drop them in the chat because I'm monitoring that for you. So I'm going to get out of here completely, and I want to talk about your website really quickly. So to get out, I can just click the X at the top right, and then it takes me back into designs. So this takes me into designs, but I've also got all my command icons over here on the left. And the very last option is consumer. So if I click on consumer, Carla missed the answer. So yeah, the answer to the question, Carla, is can we include the small business logo? You can include any logo. So if you've saved it on your desktop, you can upload any image. So if you have it as a JPEG, I would just use this as a reason to reach out to the local business to let them know that you're doing this and make sure they're good with it, and maybe ask for the logo at that point. So yeah, great question. Thank you. So in consumer is where you can customize your website. It's where you can create landing pages. You can do all kinds of things. So you guys can create a landing page for anything, which if you think about a landing page, it's basically just an individual page, meaning that if you were to go to a website, so let's say that we went to a website for like Hilton. Let's say that we were booking a reservation on Hilton. The main website that we would go to is hilton.com. And then when we wanted to book a room, we would probably go to reservations or something like that. So that reservation is a landing page, which can be a separate page that Hilton is sending out, or it can also be a page that is underneath kind of the umbrella of Hilton.com. So if we think about it, a website is a website, and then it has all these multiple pages, almost like chapters underneath them. So you guys have the ability to create landing pages that then we can either kind of nestle under our website, or we can take it as an individual landing page that we're just sending that landing page out. And so you have some capabilities. Now, I'm going to tell you with the website, like most of it, it's a real estate website. So most of it is going to be new listings, open houses, testimonials, stuff like that. But I think you have a cool opportunity here because you can add videos to your website. So you could create a landing page with a video. And I'll show you how to do that. And I think what you could do in the video is exactly what we're doing right now. And you could say, hey, this is Sydney Seymour. I'm a local real estate agent here. I live in Winter Park. I love Winter Park. I keep seeing on Facebook and all across social media that you want to support, you know, small businesses, and I want to help you with that. So I've been following blogs and restaurants and all these other things, and I put together this list of 5 local places where you can go and help support small businesses right now while getting awesome food or flowers or whatever it might be, right? So we would create the video and then take that video and put it on your website. Is everybody with me so far? If I keep going, we're good? Yeah? Okay. So when we're here in the consumer section, if you've never created a landing page, it would probably be blank for you here, which is fine. If we wanted to create a new landing page, we would at the top right, again, we've got that little greenish color button. We would click on that and we would choose create a new site. And so then it's going to ask you, where would you like your page to be displayed? So do we want this to be nestled under our agent site, or do we want it as a standalone page? I'm kind of going to recommend for this that you do a standalone page, because I'm going to hope that we don't have to continue to use this page, right? This is kind of going to be, I would say that a standalone page is like a one and done, meaning it's for an open house, which is an event that's going to come and it's going to pass. So just like this is going to pass, we won't need this in the future. So we'll choose standalone page, and then we're going to create the page. And then it just takes a moment to load.
Okay. All the MPA said with instructions on how to access. Oh, so
I'm just gonna, can you guys just mute if someone's in your office for me?
In the middle talking to
Okay. So it takes us into the landing page, which it looks like there's nothing there, and there's not, but that's okay. What I thought you guys could do that would be kind of cool is over here on the right, we've got all these widgets, right? So maybe we would want to do a video first. So maybe we would want to drop that video in. So if we have a video that we want to add to this, we would just come over here to video, grab it, take it over into where we're building out the page, and then just release it. And then it's going to tell you, like, this is basically the space where your video is going to go. Now, you might want this to be branded to you at the top. So we could come in and say, I want a branded header, and I want that right above the video, right? So we can drop that in there. Now, this is how these are basically widgets. So if we almost think of them like Legos, we're essentially building out this website and we're just stacking things on top of each other. So first of all, we build it, and then we have to go in where we actually go in and customize the widgets that we've put in there. So to do that, we would go over here on the right, and you see and you have a download my app. I mean, I don't know that you need to make this so much like business. I would brand it, but I don't know that I'd throw real estate on here. But down here at the bottom, you've got customize widgets. And so if we click on that, it shows us the 2 widgets that we added that we can then go in and configure. So we're going to do the branded header first. So if I click on that, it opens up. Now, if you've created your marketing profile, it's going to pull a lot of that data in. So you're going to have that in there already, but we just want to make sure that we go in and make sure that all of this is correct. So you would enter all of your details if it's not correct, and then just hit save and apply. And then you'll see at the top of the page, we've got that we're in widget 1 of 2 because we added a branded header and we added a video. So the second widget is the video. So I'm going to choose next. And then the headline text might be what is this about going on in Winter Park, or whatever we wanted to call it, right? Here's how you can support local businesses, whatever it is, whatever headline we want. And then the description might be just a quick, it tells you you can put 200 characters. So we could put, here are the local, and I won't really type it all out, right? And you might want to date this if you're doing this for today, or however you guys want to do it. Then we have to decide what's the video source. So if you have a YouTube page and you have a URL from that, we could go to YouTube and we could take that URL if you're actually taking videos and hosting them. But if you took a video really quick on your phone, or you did it through your computer or anything like that, we could upload a video. And so you're either going to choose a video URL from down here, or we're going to upload a video. So we'll do upload, and then you just have drop here or click to browse, and then it'll pull from your computer. I have a video that I made right here. Oh, hang on, sorry. There we go. Well, let's try this again. Sorry, it doesn't like my videos, guys. Let me do it this way. Let me try a URL. So let me just open up my YouTube real quick so you guys can create any video and then just put it on YouTube really easily if you'd rather do it that way. Mine are like 30 minutes long, the videos I'm trying to add, which I think is why it doesn't like me. Okay, so let's pick a really quick, this one is a quick one, okay. So if I go to share down here on YouTube, oh, sorry, that's my voice. Hang on.
And it has been signed, and now I cannot pull in.
So I copied the link. So if you just hit share on any YouTube video, then you can copy it right there. And then I've got it saved. And then if I go back into command, and I'll just do this one as a URL, and I can paste it in there and then just hit save and apply. You can upload it as well. I just think the ones that I have are really, really long. And so then what happens is it drops that video right into this. So they're not clicking on it and going to YouTube. Everything stays directly within it. And so we would add it. So we have right here what's going on in Winter Park. We've got your contact information up there if you want to add the branded header. So we've got everything there. So then we would just have to make sure that we hit save and apply at the bottom. And then once you save it, hang on 1 second, sorry. I think something isn't done here. What am, oh, header text, here we go, test, go. Save and apply. And so once you've made all the changes, it won't even really let you publish it until you've made all of those changes. We've got publish page right up here, which just means it's now accessible online to anybody that's looking for it. So if I hit publish page, and then it tells me again, would you like to publish this as a landing page? This will make it visible to others. So we'll say yes. And then it's gonna be right here. We can rename some of this link. Some of it's gonna stay the same, but we can do that by either, if we wanted to edit the page and go back in, we could choose edit, or we can change the URL. So some of it has to stay the same, but if we wanted to make this like, we'll call this like Winter Park March, create. And then this is the link right here. So I could copy this link, go back to my social media. And so maybe I would even post it with the visual that I made in designs. And I would say, you know, watch the video below for more details about what's open right now. And so the landing pages, I think you could almost get into a habit of like every, you know, 3 or 4 days, or maybe twice a week, going on there, doing a quick video saying, here's what's going on, here's how you can help, here's what's open, here's small businesses, however you guys want to do it. But any video can be dropped into that landing page. We can put the header, we can do all of that, and we can send it out to everybody. And it's just a link, so you could text it, you could email it, you could post on social media, you could do all of that for that. So I'm gonna pause for just a minute and check the chat. If you guys have questions, I mean, feel free to unmute yourself as well. But if you have specific questions that you want me to answer, I'm happy to do that. Or if you have other marketing stuff that you'd like me to go over with you, or questions that you have, I can answer that as well.
Cynthia, I've got 2 questions.
Yeah.
On the page you're on where it says name, is there a way to name all those so that you can tell what they are without bringing them up?
Well, so if you rename the URL right here, like the end of the URL, you can do that, but you can't rename it right here. And then it'll always show you the date that you made it. And I have a million of these because I do them for test. So if you ever have one that you don't want to use anymore, or you don't have a need to use it anymore, you can click on the 3 little dots and you can deactivate it, or you can delete it entirely.
Okay, so renaming the URL is the only way to do it. So if it was like 123 Main Street, or if it was like the Stubborn Mule Restaurant, you could just rename it to that at the end of the URL.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, that's my first question. And then my second question is, can you attach these landing pages to your website?
You can. So when I go up here to the top and I choose create a new site, I can choose, do I want it to be on my agent site, which means it would automatically be nested underneath it, or I can
Okay.
do a standalone.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, sure. Good questions. Anything else, you guys? Any other questions? Help that you need? No? Who's gonna do this? Raise your hand if you're gonna do this. You're gonna try. You're gonna do it. We're not gonna try. We're gonna do it. Yeah. I just think it's a cool. So I go to a local gym here. Not right now. It's closed down. And so if you are on the shift calls, I don't know if you guys are on those at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then they're also at 12. They didn't have one at 12 today, but there's a Facebook page. It's called Shift. I have to look at it, but it's awesome, and it's on all of your Facebooks. But they were saying the other day, like, we're not the only small businesses out there. So I actually reached out to the people that own my gym, and I said, hey, I don't know if you're on Audible. I don't know if you're on Amazon, but you know, the owner and the founder of my company, Gary Keller, wrote a book called Shift. And on the Shift call the other day, they said that you should be giving this to every single small business owner that you know, and say, just replace the word real estate when you read it in this book with the name of your business. And she immediately messaged me back and said, I just downloaded it on Audible. Thank you so much for thinking of me. What can I do for you? How can I help? Do you need anything? We're going to get through this. So I think people are so appreciative when we're wanting to help them. So this is a great reason to reach out to those small businesses, get out what they're doing and how people can help them. And just seeing how you guys can help anyone, I think, is really nice. Anything else? How do you make that cartoon like video for a snap? Mary Ellen asked. So that's under designs, and that's under videos and designs. So if we go back into designs, and then when we choose that we want to make something new, which we do just by clicking on the little plus sign down here, we would choose video. And so then we would choose next, search for the neighborhood. Oops. Choose whichever neighborhood it is. And then what's cool about this with the videos is it allows you to go in and make sure that the numbers are right. So the numbers that they're pulling are from MLS, but it's a rolling 30-day cycle. So sometimes you have different numbers because you're pulling it from MLS for 45 days or 60 days, or you just feel like the numbers aren't correct. So you can go in and change those. You can change neighborhood features. You'll have your agent information down here. You'll have market center information down here. You just have to add your license number. And then you would just go to next. It takes about 15 seconds, and then it'll create a video for you that you could download and share to social media, or you could email out, whatever you'd like to do with it. So that's just designs, video, and then you can walk through it. So then it'll tell you video created successfully, and then we could save it and we'd have it in our design templates. So that's about a minute-long video that has like the animation, and it says homes are rising or falling, average days on market, all of that. So you guys can create that for any neighborhood. And then it looks like Angela, can you go over sending postcards through command? Yeah, sure, I can go through that. So you guys can create postcards either in designs, or you can create them basically through campaigns. And so that's where designs is gonna have more availability, more stuff that you can create. Campaigns has about 3 or 4 different templates that you can choose from. So if we wanted to send it out to a neighborhood, we could go into campaigns over here. And then we would choose at the top right, we would choose create a new campaign. So we always want to look for that greenish kind of color button up there. So we would choose create a new campaign, and then we would choose direct mail. And then we have to give this a name. And then it's asking us what's our goal. So do we want to advertise a listing, attract listings, brand awareness, attract buyers, whatever it might be. We'll say that we want to attract more listings. And then at the bottom, do I want to use the default templates that are provided, or do I want to upload my own custom template? So if you created a postcard in Designs that you really love, that would be upload a custom template. I'll tell you, the only thing is it has to be the exact measurements. So if you choose upload a custom template, it'll tell you if it's a jumbo size, the dimensions have to be this. If it's a standard size, the dimensions have to be this. So they just have to be really specific to that, and then they'll work flawlessly if you resize them if you need to. Otherwise, we can use the default templates that they've provided us, which is about 3 or 4 pre-made ones. And then we would choose setup campaign. And then it takes you into where you would enter all the details. So over on the right is where we can pick from their templates. The card stock and everything is the exact same. It's really just the dimensions of the card that we're looking at. So the size of that. So we'll keep that on the compact one. And then over here, if it was your listing, you'd be able to select a listing from that. So we could go to select listing and then it'll pull from your listings. Or if it wasn't an MLS for some reason, or you were doing something like that, you could enter details here. And then we would do the listing photo, agent, market center, and then it takes you into the targeting. So that's where you can say local targeting or target my database. If it's your database, we'd have to add contacts from your database that you wanted to add. So if you wanted to do a neighborhood or a tag or anything like that. So really you're just entering your listing details, photos, agent information, all of that. And then targeting. So I'm going to go back. You would go into targeting here, but because it's going to take me like 15 minutes to actually create the postcard, I'll show you once you've created the postcard how you can then target it. Just by going into one that I have that's created.
You have to be on it to get it homestead? Yeah, because this one here says that it's homestead. So, 20 minutes, yeah, right, I don't know.
So when it takes you into the targeting section, this is where we would enter up here the address of the property or the neighborhood or where we're wanting to send it. So you can enter it up here. And then over here is where we would put in kind of what we're wanting to do as far as targeting purposes. So how many homes do you want to send it to? And everything is just a sliding scale. So we can bump that in and out. And then over at the underneath it, you've got, do I want to send it to single family or to all? So we can switch that out. And then we're really just looking at like what bedrooms are comparable, right? So if this was a home that sold and it was a 5-bedroom house, we might want to target homes that are like a 3-bedroom to 5-bedroom as well. Square footage, what year was the home built? What year did it last sell? And what did it last sell for? And then you're going to choose first class mail. Send copy to company address just means that you're going to get a copy once they've mailed out. So you'll see what it looks like and you'll see when it was shipped out. And so like for this one, we're sending it to 160 homes. It's $94. So we chose a small one. So if I choose next.
I hope so. I hope y'all can work it out.
Then it'll show me the preview of it right up here. So what it looks like. And then down here, it'll show you its same day processing. And then I think it's safe to say it's in mailboxes about a week from today. So they're doing it in 4 to 6 business days. So they're in mailboxes about a week from today for that. And then everything is done through here. So you would make a payment down here. They handle credit cards. They handle all of that. I know that was quick, but did that answer it, Angela?
Yes, it did. I knew bits and pieces of it. One thing I want to just verify, when you were saying to confirm the size, if you use the design in the design part and upload, it's already going to be the proper size if I choose that, or not necessarily?
Not necessarily. Some are and some aren't. So it'll tell you specifically what it has to be. And then if you downloaded it from Designs as a JPEG, you can go in and resize the JPEG. So like on a Mac, it lets you resize it in preview. In Windows, it lets you resize it through different things.
Okay. Yeah. And the other thing was, can't you, whether it shows you that map, say, you know, just saying maybe there's a couple agents in there you don't want it to go to or something, you can go in that and kind of remove some homes, correct?
Yeah, so you can
Okay.
go in and you could either click on each individual house and remove ones that you want, or there's also like a drawing tool. So if you're like, sometimes a subdivision is really, really big, or you want to
Right.
just like cover on this one
Okay.
area, you can basically draw around it and say just these homes.
Okay, yeah, that answered that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. You're welcome, of course. Anything else, you guys? Yeah, Nancy.
So, I feel like I could probably be doing more than my webpage than I have been, because all I've done is what I did in the class back in January.
Okay.
Do you know any KW agent that has a good one that maybe you've seen in your tech travels that you could tell us their name and we could look at it?
I can't think off the top of my head, but I think the Facebook groups are really great for that. So there's a bunch of command groups on Facebook that you can search for. If you just search for KW command, like all of the groups will come up, and that's a ton of groups with agents in them. And so I think if you just threw it out there and said, I've got some time on my hands, I'm working on my website, if anybody has a really awesome website, I'd love to see it, you know, throw it up in the comments, then you could kind of see what they're doing.
Oh, that's a great idea. Thanks.
Yeah, sure. Anything else, you guys? No? Okay. So can I ask for something from you?
Yes.
You guys all know my email address. It's sydney@kw.com, just my first name, CYDNE@kw.com. So we are trying to bring you like as much training as possible. So I think you'll see that we obviously have the training calendar, but then we have opportunities for me to just like jump on a Zoom call real quick for 30 minutes and say, here's one thing you can do. So if you can email me, like what's something that you'd like to know more about in Command, or what's something, if you could have a 15-minute session on something that you'd like to dive into, or specific questions, because I'd like to start gathering those and then seeing like what's the most requested ones, and that's kind of what we'll start with. Because what we're finding from the training is it's great 15, 30 minute, 45 minute, an hour max, but longer than that, it's just a lot going on. So I think what we're going to do is maybe more training, but like a 15-minute, let's jump on real quick and talk about how to make a flyer for this or whatever it is. So just as you're thinking of stuff that you might like, I'd love to hear from you guys for that. So just sydney@kw.com. Anything else, you guys? No? We're good? All right, I'm
All
gonna
good.
stop sharing my screen. Hang on one second. And then I did, I think I announced this in the beginning, but I did record this. So you guys will have this, that we'll throw it up on the Facebook pages as well. So if you want to go back to this, or if there's someone that you knew wanted to attend it and wasn't able to, we'll have this as a recording as well for you guys. Okay? All right. We're here if you guys need anything. Have a great day. Bye,
Thank you,
everyone.
Sydney.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.